Ajnanatimirandasya Dhyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Gurudev, everybody.
Jai Gurudev.
Okay. So, we always talk about how important it is to love God, but then the question always is but how? But how to love God? Luckily, the ancient rishis gave a very practical step-by-step of what to do. And it's called the 9 forms of bhakti, or Navada Bhakti. Nava means 9. Navada Bhakti. In each of the forms, if you were to dedicate your entire life to just one of the forms, you would attain. That's how important each one is. However, each one is also a step on the spiritual path. So they are dual-fold meaning. One is the action itself, and the next one is the spiritual step, the spiritual realization that that form has. Okay? And so, if you really, really, really want to attain the divine, then listen to this satsang and then use these instructions. It's not like, some big philosophical things. It's really down to earth. This is what you do. Okay? And after this, if you don't do it, well, that's on you. Okay? Then you can't be coming running back and saying, but I don't feel anything, but how I love God, or God seems so far away, blah, 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 what everybody always says. Okay? Because the truth is, the beautiful thing about bhakti is that it takes actually very little sincere effort. It doesn't take much. But if you follow other paths to receive the grace, it's a lot of effort. Okay? So for example, I tell this story often because it so exemplifies how I used to be, and then through Guruji's mercy, how he was able to mold me a bit. So when way back in Stephensoff, Guruji it was at the time when he first started talking about initiating the Swamis, and he says for all of his Swamis, he's going to make them do the Pancha Yagna Tapas. Pancha means 5, so it's the 5 fire tapasya, or austerity, where you have 1 fire in front of you, 1 fire behind you, 1 fire to your right, 1 fire to your left, and 1 fire in a clay pot on top of your head. And you will sit in 100-degree weather underneath the sun for days and days and days, for 40 days. And then after that, after the 40th day, you will walk across 40 meters of hot coals. And if you make it across without feeling the heat and no blisters, then you have succeeded by mastering the Agni, the fire element inside of you. But if you have not mastered it, sit back down, we start again. Okay? Crazy, right? I was so excited. I thought, this is amazing. This is it. Because the point is all desires derive from the fire element, right? This is the passion of life, right? It's the fire. You know what I'm saying? And so if you master the fire element, then you will have mastered your desires. Then you can become a Swami, right? So I'm so excited. I was like, that's it. That's for me. One of the Prabhus asked Guruji, like, but how do we prepare ourselves? 'Cause I'm sitting, like, he was sitting at the kitchen table. I'm sitting on the floor looking up at Guruji, and I'm so excited. I was like, yeah, this is going to be fun, right? And then someone said, well, how do we prepare ourselves? And Guruji says, oh, a very good question. You must do your japam. And I think, japam, got it. And I started doing my japa, like, intensely, for months. Because Guruji said, we're going to do this. Then, like 6 months go by, Guruji says nothing about it again. And I was about to take a trip back to Wisconsin to see my parents. And, but I quickly said to Guruji, I said, but Guruji, if you are going to do the Panchayagna tapas while I'm gone, I'm not going to go. I will stay. I want to stay. And Guruji goes, huh? And I said, you know, the Panchayagna tapas. And he goes, yeah, I know what that is. I said, but you said we would do it. And he goes, I was joking. And I went, oh, like my heart broke a little bit. And then he looks at me and he goes, how do we master our desires? And I went, I don't know. And Guruji says, through bhakti. And then my heart broke a little bit more. I was like, that's boring. Like, what? and and you see, a little bit of bhakti is enough to get rid of all of your desires. A little bit of bhakti is enough to bring you straight to the Lord, straight to Vaikuntha. But imagine sitting for 40 days with 5 fires underneath the blistering hot sun. I mean, yesterday was hot enough. I mean, imagine having 5 fires. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, crazy, right? And you don't move for the all day. You start at 6 in the morning and you finish when the sun sets. Yeah? Or sunrise to sunset. Yeah? And you don't move. You don't get to drink water, nothing. Imagine how intense, how hard that is. And yet, this intensity of that practice does not please the Lord as much as a little bit of love. Because how can I attain realization? By me telling the Lord, hey, you, give me realization right now. No. He's not going to listen to you. Why would he listen to you? You're like, who are you? You just look at you and think, no. No. Nope. You see, the Lord is everything. This is very important to understand, okay? The Lord is everything. He is everything. Everything. Okay? He is everything. Remember that. This is very different than most other traditions. Most other traditions have the Lord in some shape, way, form as a limitation. God is only consciousness. God is only Mother Earth. God is only Christ. God is only Krishna. God is only whatever. But if you say God is only something, or God is not something, because some will say God is good. That's right, God is good. But God is not bad. But this is the limitation. God is everything. And so how can to have realization means the everythingness, which you are a small part of, must give itself to you. You understand the paradox. That doesn't make any sense. It's a catch-22. You are a small part of the everythingness, and the everythingness must give itself to you. So how can you demand the everythingness to give itself to you? You cannot demand it. It doesn't matter. You can sit in meditation, do tapasya for 1,000 lifetimes, and it will matter nothing if you do it out of pride. But a little bit of love, a little bit of bhakti is enough. That's what's beautiful about our path. So, with that, how do I get that bhakti? Well, the truth is you can only have it through the grace of a master. Because God's love is locked inside everyone, but locked is the key. And the Guru's the one with the key. He unlocks it. Okay? But how do you magnetize that grace? How do you show the Guru, how do you show a saint that you really want to love God sincerely? Follow these 9 forms. Okay? First, Shravana. Shravana Bhakti means hearing the stories of God and His saints. Okay. Yes, hearing, but also reading. Okay? Watching. We have a wonderful thing called movies. The saint movies are incredible. This is how, and for sure, if you watch the saint movies, if you've read the saint stories, if you've heard saint stories, they're so deeply touching, aren't they? For example, one day Guruji turned to me and he said, "Today you will tell me a saint story." And I totally freaked out because I thought, like, what saint story has he not heard? So I ran back to my room and I started going through all of my books, trying to find some saint story. I opened my laptop, I'm on Google, trying to find some saint story that he has not heard. After like hours of this, I stopped and I realized, well, he knows them all, so I might as well just pick one that I like. So that evening, I go back, I knock on his door. It says, "Come in." Guruji was sitting at his altar, and he goes, "Oh, Aditya." And I say, "Thank you, Dave." He goes, looks at me like, "What?" And I went, "Oh, I'm here to tell you a saint story." And again he goes, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, but earlier you said," and he was like, "Oh, yeah, like, okay." Like, I was joking, but sure, because he does that all the time. And so he comes and he sits on his bed, and I sit on the floor, and I tell him the story. So, Swami Rama, he's his guru's guru, his Param Guru is Mahavatar Babaji. So if you read Living with the Himalayan Masters, amazing book, there's a part in there where he talks about his Param Guru, like his granddaddy guru. That's stories of Mahavatar. And Swami Rama and Guruji are very good friends. They've known each other for many lifetimes. They're best friends, to quote Guruji, actually. He said, "Oh, he's my best friend." So I was super excited to tell him this story. But when Swami Rama, he grew up with his guru. At 7 years old, his guru took him to the caves. And his guru treated him like his son. So his relationship with his guru was not like a guru, but more of like a father. So he would fight back, and he would yell at him, and he took him for granted. I think my dad over there is going, "Yeah, I totally understand." And so, but his guru said, "I don't want stupid disciples. So I want you to go to university." So he left the cave and he went to the university, and during the summertime, he would come back to the caves. Imagine that, like his home was the cave in the Himalayas. Is that cool? So he has his friends in the university, and he promises them that they will write, and they'll stay in touch, and so on and so forth. And as soon as he gets back to the cave, his guru sees him and he says, "Oh, I'm so happy to see you. I've been waiting for you. I have some tapasya for you." He says, "Yes, Gurudev." He goes, "Go to the village. Outside is the cremation grounds. There, for 36 days, you will do a certain sadhana. Light a fire to keep yourself warm, but listen to me carefully. For the first 32 days, your mind will tell you you need to leave. You will not feel anything, you will not see anything, you will not experience anything. Accept all of your negativity. Do not listen to your mind. After that, you will start to feel something. And if you leave, you will receive no benefit. He says, okay, no problem. I will listen to you. He goes, he starts his dhuni, that's the fire, and he starts his tapasya. Sure enough, as the days go by, his mind starts really attacking him and saying, why am I here? Like, why am I wasting my summer? I should be writing my friends, I should be having fun, I should be going swimming, and here I'm sitting amongst all these dead bodies. Well, what am I doing? And finally, on the 28th day, he takes his water and puts out his dhuni and he walks out. And he goes to the local village. And while he's walking there, he hears a beautiful voice. He doesn't see the lady, but he hears her singing about how beautiful Ram is and how everything in this world is transient. So don't be attached. Fixate your mind only on the beauty of Ram, because he is the only one that matters in reality. He was so touched by her love that he quickly turned around and ran back, started his fire, and finished his tapasya. And sure enough, at the end, he felt a huge change inside. So to thank her, he came back to the village, but he had never saw who was singing. He just heard her voice. So he was praying, please Lord, show me who this lady was. Luckily, he hears the same voice singing. So he starts running down the street, and this lady is singing, and she looks and she sees this Swami running at her. And she screams and says, go away, this is no place for you. I'm a prostitute. He doesn't listen, he keeps running. So she runs into her house and tells her bodyguard, do not let him in. And she shuts the door and locks it. He runs up to the house, and Swami Rama looks at the bodyguard and says, let me in. And the bodyguard pranams him and he says, Swamiji, my mistress has told me you are not allowed here. This is no place for a Swami. Go back to your caves. He says, no, I need to speak to her. He said, Swamiji, go back to your meditation. This is no place for you. And Swami Rama says, but you don't understand. She saved me from a great sin. I consider her my mother. Please, I need to thank her. Of course, she's on the other side of the door listening. So she opens the door just a little bit and she said, you said that you see me as your mother? She said, please allow me to talk to you. So they go for a little walk and he tells her the story. And she's so touched that for herself, she thought she was the lowest of the low. And here in Indian culture, the Swamis are the highest of the high, that he is throwing himself at her feet. So she's so touched that she cries and says, Swamiji, if I can be your mother, watch me, I'll be the mother of the world. And she went back, sold everything, took the money, bought a little boat, and lived on the Ganges. And every day she would come back to shore and she would sing for her beloved Ram. Pretty soon, 5 people started coming daily, then 15, then 50, then 100, thousands every day would come listen to her. And of course, everyone could feel her bhakti, her love for her Ram. So they started saying, she is my guru. They started touching her feet, and she would kick at them and say, go away. They'd say, Mata, what do you need? Do you need any water? Ram, Ram, Ram. Do you need any food? Rama, Rama, Rama. Do you need any money? Rama, Rama, Rama was her only answer. Finally, she painted on the side of her boat, do not touch my feet, I am a prostitute. One day she turned to her friend and she said, today I go meet my Ram. And after singing that evening, she walked into the Ganges and she disappeared. Went straight to Vaikuntha. telling the story to Guruji, his eyes became so red with tears. He was crying so much. And he said, Bhakti Shakti. This is the power of Bhakti. The beautiful thing about Bhakti is that you don't have to be a saint to enter heaven. Because the Lord's mercy is that great. And when we read the stories of the saints, when we hear the stories of the saints, we're touched. And it unlocks certain things. Shravana Bhakti is so important. Hearing the stories of the saints, the stories of God. Imagine how compassionate Rama is. And he does not care. The Lord does not care about anything except your love. But how would you know that if you have never read or heard about any saints? How would you know? That's why it's important. And it's step 1. Take the time, read about the saints, study the saints, because they will help you. They will show you what's possible. They will show you that if they made it, you can make it too. And their love is infectious. You will, I'm saying that with people wearing masks because of COVID. Their love is infectious. They will. Once you feel the love of God, once you feel touched by a saint, finished, you will never be the same again. It's impossible. And if reading is too much, do not worry. There's many great saint movies. They're amazing. Oh my God. Oh my God. So, step 2 is Kirtana Bhakti. That's what all of you were doing yesterday and today. But Kirtan is very important. Kirtan means singing the name of God. Singing, what it does is it bypasses your mind. Because you don't love from your mind, you love from your heart. It's a feeling. And yes, you can do Kirtan. Technically, you can do it by yourself, but it's not as powerful. Kirtan means Sangha. It means to do it together, to sing together. Because when we sing together, we harmonize. Not just our voices or our rhythm, but our energy. And we go beyond ourselves. We expand ourselves to include the group. Because self-centeredness, self-absorption is the poison of love. Kirtan is so important. That's why morning prayers or daily communal prayers is so important. Because when we pray together, we expand beyond ourselves. Step 3 is Smarana. Smarana means constant remembrance. Constant remembrance is very, very, very difficult. That means you remember God in all things you do. Sitting here, going to the bathroom, taking a shower, cooking, eating, watching a movie, sleeping. Your mind is only on the Lord. Now you can train your mind to do this. It's very difficult, but it's possible. However, when you love someone, it's done automatically. Apparently there's an American devotee that's not watching the satsang right now because they're trying to call me. I will not say who it is. Okay, no. I looked because I thought, oh, it's Guruji maybe, but no. So, but when you love, isn't your mind always on the one you love? Always, 100% of the time. You wake up thinking of them, you go throughout the day thinking of them, every little thing you see, like, oh, it's a flower, oh, wouldn't that look like good with them? I should bring this flower home for them, right? If you whatever you have some lunch with your coworkers, you think, oh, I need to bring her here, I need to bring him here because it's so good. Your mind is constantly rotating around the one you love. So if you can do that for a human, you can do it for God too. The difference is with a human, when you rotate around someone, you are just rotating around a limitation. Your mind is rotating around another limited thing. That personality. But when you rotate around God, you rotate around the unlimited. It's easy to become devoted to a person. Because when you're devoted to somebody, what happens? You start to become like them, isn't it? That's easy, because what you're doing is just moving from one limitation, that's your mind, to their limitation. Simple. But when your mind starts rotating around the unlimited, around the Lord, then what happens is your mind starts to expand, so that you become unlimited. Your mind, your subconscious will fight this. Will fight it very hard. We talked about that in the meditation yesterday, isn't it? But it is absolutely necessary. If you cannot remember God at every single moment of the day, you will not attain. If you remember God 99% of the day, but there's 1% that you haven't, you will not attain. Because 99% is not 100%. And to be honest, I think that's a worthwhile trade-off, you know? You're going to receive the unlimited eternal one. I think you can give him your life, right? I think that's a worthwhile trade-off. That's smadhana. Next is padaseva. Padaseva means serving God in the hearts of the people. That means serving the souls of the people, not the people. It's very important to understand the difference. For example, there was a devotee who, I've known him for a lot of years, and he prays only when life is difficult. He's an intense person. And when life is intense outside, then he intensely prays. But when he intensely prays, he's very happy. But when life is easygoing on the outside, when he's comfortable, when he has a house and he has a job, he doesn't pray. He forgets about God completely. Some of you know who I'm talking about. So, some time ago, he lost his job, he lost his house, and some of the devotees were asking, Swamiji, should I open my house to him? And my answer was, do what you want, but my opinion is no. Oh my God, that's so mean. Don't you love him? Yeah, I love him. I love him so much that I will keep his life difficult so that he thinks of God. Because that's really what matters. But if his life is good, if he has a house, then he can pray. Not this one. This one, as soon as his life is good, he doesn't pray at all. And he goes into Maya, he gets deluded, he gets upset, he runs away from everything, And then his life goes into the toilet, and then he goes through this again and again and again. It's always the same, right? So many months go by, and he's finding it hard to find a job. He still hasn't found a place to live. But it was amazing. He was shining so much. It was incredible. He completely had changed. And in satsang, I purposely asked, "Are you happy?" And with the most beautiful smile, he says, "I am so happy." But on the outside, his life was in shambles. But because his mind was completely on God, he was so happy. That is padaseva. You caring about the soul of the person. You're caring about their true happiness, not the outside. Yes, sometimes helping the outside and helping the inside, yes, they parallel. Absolutely. But sometimes they don't. And this is where a lot of people get it wrong. And they say, "But I'm doing so much good. But I'm doing it for God." No, you're not. You're doing it to make that person feel comfortable. You're doing it for their mind. You're doing it for limitation. That's not God. God is unlimited. And if you really love God, you'd be happy in a cardboard box under a bridge. Because as long as you have God in your heart, everything is perfect. If you don't have God in your heart, it doesn't matter. You can be in a multi-million-dollar mansion with all of the servants, with all of the cars, with everything, and you will be hollow inside. Padaseva, serving the people. Really, not just the outside, but serving the soul inside. And actually, out of all the 9 forms, this one is the one that makes God happiest. So, first 4, study the saints. Second, and the stories of the Lord, like in the Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Krishna, Rama, Varaha-avatar, Narasimha-avatar, yeah, so on and so forth. Yeah. Second, get together, be with the Sangha, and sing the name of the Lord. Third, do your best to always remember Him. It's very difficult, but it is possible. That's why we have Japa Smaranam. Japa, chant the name all of the time. Like we were saying yesterday, pray. Pray. Pray to fall in love with the name of God. Because if you're in love with the name of God, you will be in love with everything. Japa Smaranam. Or you can have Lila Smaranam, Shravana Smaranam. So you can always remember the saint stories, always remember the Leelas of the Lord. Meditate on them, contemplate them. And if you're thinking about the saint stories, then, because when you're imagining the saint stories, what happens? You lose yourself into that imagination of the divine. And so then who will exist? You are the divine. Only the divine. So Shravana Smaranam, Lila Smaranam, Japa Smaranam. And finally, serve God in the hearts of the people. These first 4, if we are not able to do these first 4, then the next 5 are useless. Archana, worship. Vandana, bowing down. Dasya, serving the Lord. Sakya, relationship. Atmanivedan. Atmanivedan means the realization. These 4 are fundamental and should be part of our daily life. If I cannot put this into my daily life, then I have no right to go cry to Guruji or go cry to Tulsi Narsima and say, oh, I don't feel any love. Oh, why have you not appeared to me? Look at all I do. Why don't you appear to me? How many people say that? How many people say, oh, I feel so far away from Guruji? But have you done even these first 4 steps? No, they don't know anything about the saints. They don't even attempt to be part of the Sangha, like this person who just tried calling me. They spend their time meditating upon, I don't know, the world. Because they have, how do you say, Maya smarana, right? They're always meditating on Maya, right? They have girlfriend smadana, boyfriend smadana. They have car smadana, whatever smadana, right? And they do nothing to help anybody. Nothing to help to share this love of God. Because when you share, actually what happens is, let's say you have a candle, okay? And I have a candle. Yours is lit, mine's not. You light my candle. What happens? Does your candle go out? No. Just my candle is lit. And the room gets brighter. And then this candle lights his candle. Did my candle go out? No. Did your candle go out? No. His candle got lit. And now the room is brighter. So we can all see more. Then he lights his candle. Did your candle go out? No. Did my candle go out? No. Did your candle go out? No. His candle was lit. The room is brighter. This is what everybody forgets. They think, oh, if I share, no, I'll lose it. Love is not money. If you give money away, if you give $5 to somebody, you have $5 less. Yeah, that's true. But love is not like that. You give love away, your love actually remains, and their love gets brighter. These first 4 steps. Shravana, Kirtan, Smadana, Padasevanam. These first 4. If I cannot implement them every single day, but Swamiji, I live so far away. Who could I serve? How could I help? So Kali Yuga has some good things going for it. One of them is social media. Go share the Lord's love. You can connect with the entire world right from your laptop. The person at your co-op. Because you're all spiritual people, so for sure you go to co-op. And not Walmart. Or whatever. You only eat organic, for sure. You can just we have, so many wonderful, I know Bhakti Marga is how do you say, overburdened with Telegram groups. I don't know how many you're in. I'm in hundreds. But some of them, a very few, are really great. We have Inspired by the Saints Telegram group, and it's just people just sending saint stories. It's amazing. And it takes 30 seconds, a minute, to just read this wonderful saint story that the person posted. I think everybody can spend a minute. And you could share it on Padaseva, right? Boom, boom, boom. Shravana and Padaseva done right there. Right? And Smadana. Just chant the name of the Lord. It's usually we say chant 16 rounds a day. Yes, and there are some very good reasons for that. The most important is that just to train the mind, to stop having Maya Smadana and now starting having Japa Smadana. It's a training of the mind. But ultimately, do you think God cares? Is he going to, when you're going up to the pearly gates, is St. Peter going to go, well, Lakshmidas, did you do 16 rounds every single day? And then you go, I think so. And you go, well, remember August 17th, 2020, only 15. Goodbye. No, he's not going to do that, okay? Yes. But if you do 2 days, and then, yeah, goodbye. No, God cares the love you put in. So first, yes, the first step is try to get 16 rounds. To train your mind. To be positive. To say, yes, this is what I want. But after that, it's not about how much you do. It's just doing it because it makes God happy. It makes God happy that you chant his name. It makes Mother Earth that you chant her Lord's name. Because whose Mother Earth prays to somebody? She has a Lord. Srimanaran. So when you pray to him, she is happy. She is purified. She is energized. The negativity that humans place into Mother Earth with their stupid minds, the name of God gets rid of. To do it with love. Samadana. And with Kirtan, even if you're all by yourself, there's so many wonderful Kirtan on YouTube. Sing. Enjoy. And do your best to join the Sangha. We do satsang every other week. Madhavadas does chanting every week. There's Srimad Bhagavatam classes going on. You know, it's so wonderful. If I cannot do these 4 steps, then I am unworthy of love. Then I would say I'm unworthy. 100%. If I cannot do these first 4 steps, I am unworthy. Everybody wants to talk about prema and bhava. Prema and bhava comes between 8th and 9th. But no one's willing to do the first 4. So what happens in the 8th form of bhakti, it's called Sakya Bhakti. Sakya means friendship, but it means really relationship. Okay? And when this true relationship of love awakens, again, that's after Dasya, it's very important. Because like the Gopas with Krishna, even though they would be like wrestling with him and stealing his food and putting their feet on Krishna's head, they never for a second forgot he was the Lord. Never for a second. Ever. It's very important. That's Dasya. Dasya is to remember he is the Lord. Next is Sakya. And with Sakya, the Lord himself will step off of the throne and become your friend, your mother, your child, your lover. Okay? Whatever relationship you want. Not want here, but want deep inside. Anyways. So in that Sakya, in that Bhakti, there are several steps of purification of your love. And the first step, of course, is where you fall in love with God. For sure, all of you have felt this with Guruji. Like you fall in love with him, and it's like in the beginning you're just like, you're always thinking about him. Every single like song on the radio, it doesn't matter, you're thinking about him. You're like, oh my God, that's so Guruji, right? Like, isn't it? It's so true. We've all been there. It's fine. That's the falling in love part. After that, what happens is your love grows, but it becomes shy. Where you are embarrassed of your love. You know he loves you, you know you love him, and that's fine. You're shy. It's fine. You're in the back. And you put everybody else first. Because you know he loves you. He doesn't need to look at you. He doesn't need to acknowledge you. Matter of fact, if he does acknowledge you, you don't like it. It's embarrassing. Guruji, why are you doing that? Okay. I tell you, it's amazing to watch when once in a while Guruji, these few people, it's amazing after how many people are with Guruji, how few of them have even gotten to this level. It's sad, actually. They always want to be front and first. They push to be number one in the darshan, Swamiji, Swamiji, Guruji, 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 all the time. And it is so sad. But those few people, when that have made it to that level, it's so cute to watch Guruji tease those people. Because they will be in the back corner after 300 people are in front of them, and Guruji will go. And then all the people who are still in the first phase, they go, and Guruji goes. And they're like, you, me, no, you, me, no, me, him, no, her, me, no, And then Guruji goes, and then to watch that person, because the whole time that person knew, because of their connection, their great love for him, they knew, but they were too embarrassed, so they didn't stand up. They just put their heads down. And to watch him go, and watch them put their heads down, beat red, walk up in front of those 300 people, and Guruji goes, grabbing their hands and being so sweet with them. It's just the most, oh my God. It is the most, oh my God. It is the most beautiful thing in the world. It is so nice. Oh my God. Oh my God. And it's so amazing? All those other people can't comprehend it. They get jealous, they get angry, they get upset. Why didn't he talk to me? Why didn't he look at me? While this whole person is saying, don't talk to me, don't look at me. No, Guruji, I am happy when you are happy. And when are you happy, Lord? You are happy when you are all with your bhaktas. So please, bhaktas, go. It's fine. So beautiful. There's a step after that. And the step after that is where you feel the Lord's love in your physical body, even in the cells of your body. And there's this great confidence in his love. No longer is there any doubt at all that he loves you 100%. But this confidence is not arrogance. There's also a projection. You know that God loves everybody unconditionally, no matter what. Even if they're good or even if they're bad. If they're saints or sinners, doesn't matter. You know, viscerally, you feel it, that God loves everyone. And so now there's no longer fear, because God loves you. What is there to fear? Move forward. And at this stage, the mind is very, very quiet. The judging mind is very, very, very quiet. It's so beautiful. These people, even fewer, obviously, but these people, it's so amazing to watch, to watch them again and again and again, they work so hard to spread the love. But it's not from a place of, oh, I will spread. Because the I doesn't exist. It's for the Lord. They spread for the Lord. And then, to watch them, their mind still hasn't understood what's happening. Because frankly, the mind will never understand. But to watch them, think that they're judging people when they're not. It's so funny. Then after that, all of the pain of all of the past lives awaken. This is the last purification. This is where, but it's not a pain like humans understand pain. There's a great pleasure in it, because you know this is bringing you closer to the Lord. All of your samskaras from many lifetimes are awakening. And it's terrible, it's horrible, but there's a great pleasure inside. Because you know the Lord is right there waiting for you. And when you go through that, finally, is falling in love again, like the first one, but now every nanosecond. Every nanosecond, you're falling in love again. Like every time, it's like the first time you've ever seen him. Every nanosecond. Amazing, huh? And then is Mahabhav. After that is where God is your lover. And then from that, Atma Vedana Bhakti, the 9th form. Atma means the soul. Vedana means knowledge. The knowledge of the soul. The knowledge of why the soul exists. And that, of course, is to serve the Lord. To please the Lord. Amazing, huh? Every single person in a single lifetime can get all the way there. But most people, they're too preoccupied to do even the first 4 steps. Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Parasevanam. Stories of the saints and God. Sangha, singing for singing the name of the Lord. Constant remembrance in any shape, way, form. Is that through chanting his name, through constantly singing his name, through constant remembering of the stories, remembering how you felt during a meditation or during Om chanting or during Sangha, during Satsang. This is Smadana also. How do you say, the image of the Lord, constantly in your third eye, always seeing the image of the Lord, every moment of every day. These are all different ways to have Smadana. Padasevanam, sharing this love. If I can't do these 4, no love will awaken. So use this as a measurement for yourself, not for others. Don't use this to measure others. That's not your business. That's God's business. Okay? But use this to measure yourself and to say, am I willing to do these 4? If the answer is no, it's fine, change. If the answer is yes, Hari Bol, do it. Do you know why love is the most precious thing to God? Let's try to name something else that's precious to God.
The soul.
The soul is love.
Putting forth effort.
I can do 1,000,000 years, she said, putting forth effort. But for what? I can do 1,000,000 years of meditation, lots of effort. But what does God care? 1,000,000 years, or 1,000,000 lifetimes even, is nothing in eternity, isn't it? Everything else is his. Even your soul, even you. You are his. This world is his. Everything is his. It's not yours. You were born with nothing, and you will leave this body with nothing. So it's all his. It's not yours. So, but is love something which he can command? No, he cannot. He can command everything. He's the one who commands the stars and the rotation of the planets around the sun. He's the one who commands your breath itself. But he cannot command your love. You can't go to somebody and say, Nish, love me. I can't put a gun to Nish's head and say, you better love me now. It doesn't work like that. Nish could even say, yeah, I love you so much, man. Swamiji, I love you so much. Please don't yell at me anymore. That happens every day, it's fine. I'm joking. Or am I? No. Love must be given freely. You must say, I love you. I want to love you. That's why love is the most precious thing to the Lord. Because it's the only thing he cannot command. Beautiful, huh? Okay, we're going to do a small meditation. Close your eyes. Visualize your Guru inside your heart. See him smiling. Feel how happy he is to be with you. This love which you feel for your Guru is completely unique to you. No other soul in all of the infinite universes loves like you love. This is a secret language that only you and your Guru knows. And know that whatever love you are feeling, he is feeling exactly the same for you. And 1,000 times more. Meditate that this love you feel for him is nothing compared to how much love he feels for you. And know that even though physically Guruji is somewhere else in the world, he's fully aware of the love you are sending him right now. And he is enjoying it more than you are enjoying it. The love you feel for him is the most precious thing in all of creation to him. Place your right hand on your heart chakra, your left hand on your right hand. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Prem Swami Avatakri Babaji ki. Prem Swami Ramanujacharya ki. Prem Swami Satguru Sri Swami Vishwananda Mahaprabhu ki. Prem Swami Vaishnava Sangha ki. Prem Swami Heart Sangha ki. One last thing. Good. That love that you felt, please remember that that is the jewel of creation. All of this universe was created for that one thing. For you to feel this love. Cherish it. It is the most precious thing in all of creation. Every single plant here longs to feel what you felt. Those koi inside long to feel what you felt. Savi longs to feel what you felt. Every person in this world longs to feel what you felt. It is the most precious thing. So every day, when you go to do your Kriya, afterwards, spend a moment only enjoying this love. If you go deeper in that, you'll be golden. Guruji, every few years, he tests the residents. Well, he's testing them every moment, but written test of knowledge, okay? And some years ago, he gave us like 6 months to study. And we asked, study what? And he said, everything. We said, what will be on the test? I will not tell you. And so we had to, and it will be multiple choice. We can't, no. It will be written test, okay? And ended up being 3 subjects, okay? Christianity, Hinduism, general spirituality, okay? The general spirituality, I completely aced because it was not fair. Because found out later, Swami Anushiya wrote that test. Guruji had secretly selected 3 people to write each test, okay? Swami Anushiya wrote his test based on one lecture I gave. A lecture of Kriya knowledge that not even the teachers know. And I was like, dude, you're so, like, I looked at this test and I went, oh my God, I know exactly where this came from. Because in that course, or in that lecture, he was in the back on his computer, clack, 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 and I was so annoyed. I even told him, I said, what are you doing? Like, seriously, you want to go write something? Go write something somewhere else. And he scowled at me, and I'm like, what are you doing? Okay. And I'm like, okay, so everyone basically failed that test. Totally not fair. Okay? Absolutely not fair. So then came the Christian test and the Hindu test, okay? I open the Hindu test, I read the first question, and I think to myself, I have no idea. And I hear a lady's voice give the answer, and I go, I write it down. I read the next question. I hear the same voice. I look around, I'm like, who is saying that? But it seems like nobody can hear it. All right, I just write it down. Every single question was like that, okay? Get to the Christian test. Same thing. Then there's this one question where the question is, where did baptism come from? Where did John the Baptist bring it from? Okay? Well, there is the spiritual answer, which is what this voice said. This voice said he went to India and saw the Brahmins take bath in the Ganges, and they brought it back. And he brought it back. But there's a historical answer where is the fathers would anoint the kings, yeah? The Jewish kings, and that's the historical answer. And I hear this voice talk about the Ganges, and I go, nah. And I write something else. Imagine how freaking arrogant I am. I can't believe that. There's this what do you say, disembodied voice talking, and I'm like, nah. Anyways, obviously got that question wrong. Anyways, so Guruji, he goes and he grades my tests, and he writes, very good, big smiley face. I'm totally, but I'm freaking out because he goes and grades them like by himself, and I'm thinking, right? Because if Revati, if he graded mine, well, he's my boy, so he would have been like, it's fine, right? Mother Seraphima, okay, I worked with her long enough, she'd be like, it's fine. Anushuya, okay, he was my roommate for years, he'd be like, it's fine, okay? But Guruji goes and grades mine, I'm freaking out, okay. So, because those were the three people, okay? Anyways, afterwards, Guruji gathers all of the residents, and he goes by alphabetical order, telling everyone what they got, okay? But Guruji was really amazing, okay? He gave like stupid reasons why it's okay. Like he said, if you have only been here about a year, then it's okay. You don't know anything. It's fine. You're stupid. It's fine. If you're over 50, it's fine. You're too old to learn anything. It's fine. If you work all of the time, it's fine because you're doing seva. You didn't have time to study. It's fine. Like he just kept giving reasons after reasons because he said if you get 80%, if you get less than 80%, so 79% or less, he'll kick you out of the ashram. Okay, so everybody's freaking out. But he kept giving like these excuses. Okay, so that in the end everybody could pass. Okay, so he would read everybody. He'd be like blah blah blah, 36%, and then everybody's like, and then he'd be like, oh, but you're over 50, right? and then some people were smart enough. They went, yes, Guruji, I'm 51, even though they're like 40. And Guruji, oh, okay, that's right. You're too old. You're stupid. It's fine. Okay, it's fine. Okay, I'm sorry. And then, but some people, they didn't get the hint, and they're like, no, I'm 40. And Guruji goes, you're over 50, right? And they go, no, Guruji, I'm only 40. And then, of course, now he has to be tough because they didn't get the hint. No, you've only been here a year, right? No, Guruji, I've been here 4 years. Like it was amazing. Anyways, so he gets. My name is Tulsidas, so I'm at the end, and he goes, Tulsidas. So I was sitting over there, and of course I'm freaking out because I didn't know what I got. I was thinking for sure I got like 20%, and so I'm like, yes, Guruji, and he goes, 95%, which was like leagues ahead this sounds arrogant, I don't mean it like this, because the story will go on. Leagues ahead of anybody else. And everybody, and my dad is like way in the back. And he goes, "That's my boy!" Yeah, dude, it was amazing. Yeah, dude, it was amazing. But did I get that 95%? No, I didn't. Not at all. That was Tulsi. And you know how stupid and how arrogant I was. How of a horrible person I was. Guruji turns to me and he says, "Kalpet, can I tell them what you got?" He got 19%. Because he works all the time, it's true. And he's over 50. So, yeah. And Guruji turns to me and he says, "Well, will you give your father your percentage so he can stay?" The answer is yes. Absolutely. 100%. He raised me. What? Yeah, that should have been the answer. But you want to know what went through my head? A horrible person. To this day, I am so ashamed. What went through my mind was a quick math. If I gave him my 95%, so 95, then what would that leave me? And that's less than 80. Obviously, I'm getting kicked out. Complete selfishness. I was at least semi-smart enough to not say no. I just said, "Jai Gurudev." And of course, everyone's like, "Wow, like he's leaving it to Guruji." Guruji gave me the dirtiest look, and I will never forget it. That look pierced my heart. Like, "You ungrateful little shit. Look at what Tulsi has done for you. Look at what this man has done for you, and you're unable to think of them?" I might have passed the written test, but I failed the real test. I failed it completely. Worse than anyone else in that room. Those are one of the moments. There's these several moments with Guruji where it's just that moment changed me. That was one of them. That look that he gave me, I'll never forget it. Because he knew exactly what was happening inside of me. Even if I was smart enough to give the right answer outside. Jai Gurudev. Your decision, Guruji. That seems like the right answer, right? No. The right answer should have been yes, absolutely. Please, don't be like me. Everything that God has given you, everything that you've received, even just in these days, share it with the world. Because when you share it, it will grow. And when you share it, you will get closer to God. Here, I was thinking myself, I didn't want to leave the ashram. That means I would be farther away from Guruji, right? No. By me answering Jai Gurudev, I was farther away from Guruji than anybody else. Please, do not be like me. Jai Gurudev. That's my boy. You guys enjoy this week?
Yes.
So please remember, we are open 24/7. I say that with oh God, I'm gonna die. But really, you don't have to. It's not a retreat. Our doors aren't open for retreat time.
They're open all of the time. Come. This is your home. Do not feel a stranger. This is your home. And I think it's amazing. It's so nice. I'm sad that starting tomorrow everybody's going. You know? Even I'm leaving tomorrow. And it was so sad. I don't want it to end. You know? How do you say, to be with everybody and to pray and talk about God and talk about love all day, isn't it? You wake up, prayers, all about love. We go and we have our seva meeting, but in the end we just tell stories and make jokes and share love. Then we go and what do? We go tour around, we go to Turtle Island, we go have a great time together. Love, family. We come back, kirtan, satsang, prayers, just all day, all night, love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. That's what life is about, man. Life isn't about anything else. Just love. So please, if not for you, then for me, come back, okay? I like this so much.